I found the post at 2:17 a.m., my phone's blue glow burning my eyes as I sat in our darkened bedroom. Single until someone proves they're worth it, my wife Lauren had written on X timestamped hours earlier, on Valentine's Day of all days. Her words hit like a fist to the chest, each syllable a shard of glass. She was asleep beside me, her breathing soft, oblivious to the storm tearing through my skull. I stared at her silhouette, wondering who she was anymore. We'd been married 7 years, together 10. I thought I knew every curve of her laugh, every flicker of her hazel eyes when she was annoyed or teasing. But this public declaration, this digital middle finger to our life together, it was a stranger's move. My thumb hovered over the screen, scrolling through her profile for more clues. Nothing else stood out, just her usual mix of coffee memes and work rants. Yet that one post, those 6 words, felt like a confession she hadn't meant for me to see. I didn't sleep. I lay there replaying every moment of the last few months. The late nights she'd spent at the office, her phone always face down, the way she'd started locking it with a new passcode. I chalked it up to stress. Her promotion had her working longer hours, or so she said. I'd been the supportive husband, cooking dinner, not pushing when she seemed distant. But now those excuses felt like lies I'd told myself. My stomach churned with the kind of dread that makes you question everything you thought was solid. By morning I was a ghost, moving through our routine like a man underwater. Lauren sipped her coffee, scrolling her phone, unaware I'd seen her post. "You okay?" she asked, not looking up. Her voice was casual, but it grated against my raw nerves. I nodded, my throat too tight to speak. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but I didn't trust myself not to break. Instead, I left for work, her post looping in my mind like a bad song. At my desk, I couldn't focus. I kept checking her X profile, hoping for what? An apology? A deletion? Nothing changed. The post sat there, racking up likes and comments from strangers and a few of her coworkers. "Yes, queen," one wrote. Another, "You deserve better." My face burned. Did they know something I didn't? Was I the idiot husband, blindly trusting while she planned her escape? I started digging. I'm not proud of it, but I needed to know. I checked her email, grateful she'd never changed the password from when we shared an old laptop. Most of it was mundane work stuff, spam receipts. Then I found a thread buried in her social folder. Messages from someone named Ryan. My heart stopped. Ryan was her coworker, the guy she'd mentioned in passing, always with a laugh like he was no big deal. The emails weren't explicit, but they were intimate. Inside jokes, late-night banter, plans to grab drinks after work. One message, dated a week ago, read, "Can't wait to see you tonight. Same spot." My hands shook as I closed the tab. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed more than a hunch, more than a vague post and flirty emails. That night I watched her closer, searching for cracks in her facade. She was cheerful, too cheerful, asking about my day while stirring pasta on the stove. I noticed her phone was never out of reach, buzzing softly every few minutes. "Work," she'd say, glancing at it, her fingers quick to swipe away notifications. I nodded, playing along, but my chest felt like it was caving in. The next day I called in sick and followed her. I hate admitting it. It felt like something out of a bad movie, tailing my own wife in our silver Camry. She drove to a bar downtown, one we'd never been to together. I parked across the street, watching through the window as she slid into a booth with Ryan. They leaned close, her hand brushing his arm. Her laugh brighter than it had been with me in months. When he kissed her, quick but deliberate, I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. It wasn't just betrayal. It was the ease of it, the way she looked at him like he was her future. I drove home numb. Her post wasn't a whim. It was a signal, a truth she broadcast to the world while I slept beside her. I thought of all the times I'd trusted her, the nights I'd held her, the plans we'd made for a future that now felt like a lie. I wanted to hate her, but all I felt was grief, like I was mourning someone who was still alive. I didn't scream or break things. Instead, I called a lawyer. By the time Lauren got home, I'd already started the paperwork. She walked in all smiles, asking if I wanted takeout. I looked at her, really looked, and saw the stranger she'd become. "I saw your post," I said, my voice steady despite the ache in my chest. Her face froze, eyes wide like a deer caught in headlights. "And I saw you with Ryan." She stammered, tried to explain work stress, a mistake, it didn't mean anything. But her words were hollow and we both knew it. I told her I'd filed for divorce, that I deserved better than being her fallback plan. She cried, begged me to reconsider, but I'd already crossed a line in my heart. The trust was gone, shattered by a post and a kiss and 1,000 small lies I'd ignored. The next weeks were a blur of legal meetings and awkward silences. Lauren moved out, taking half our life with her. I kept the house, but it felt empty, every room echoing with memories of a marriage I thought would last forever. I didn't post about it on X or tell our friends the full story. I didn't need their pity or her shame splashed across the internet. This wasn't about revenge, it was about reclaiming myself. Months later I saw her post again. Learning to love myself first, it read. I didn't feel anger, just a quiet sadness for what we'd lost. I'd started therapy, begun to untangle the guilt and self-doubt that had knotted inside me. I wasn't healed, not yet, but I was moving forward one small step at a time. I deleted her from my contacts, unfollowed her on X, and let her go, not out of spite, but because I finally believed I was worth more than her half-truths. The divorce finalized on a rainy Tuesday. I signed the papers, felt the weight lift, and walked outside, letting the drizzle wash over me. For the first time in months, I breathed without pain. I wasn't single until someone proved they were worth it. I was enough just as I was.